Hey, good afternoon. This is Lunch with Laura. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today we're going to be talking about dating during divorce, and someone had a question about that. So I just want to throw out there some things that I really want you to consider if you're really thinking about dating while you're going through a divorce. One of the things is if you are a mom, sorry, let me just adjust this for a second. Okay, if you are a parent and depending on how old your kids are, that's really a factor as to, the things to consider if you're thinking about starting a relationship while you're going through a divorce. The main thing is it really depends on how old your kids are. You really have to think about whether they are emotionally ready for you to be able to move on. And sometimes, depending on how old they are, even if you don't bring him around, they're old enough to figure out what's going on. And so, they're just too smart not to be able to put two and two together. So, that is a consideration, something for you to think about. Are your kids emotionally ready for you to move on? That's number one. Number two is it really the best time to start a relationship? Really think about what are your what is the condition of your heart right now? What's in your heart? Why do you think now might be a good time to start a relationship? You might meet a very nice gentleman, but that may be something, you just kind of check up on each other, a couple times a week, checking in, hey, how you doing, sort of thing. But really starting a full-fledged relationship, really think about what your needs are now, what your motivations may be now. And so just make sure that, because when you're starting out, obviously, this is the time you're laying a foundation. Is going through a divorce the best time to lay a foundation for a relationship that you hope, it's going to work out, So, just kind of think about that and just think about what your needs are. Another thing is, too, just consider if you're starting a relationship now, a lot of the times what you're going to be talking about is your divorce. And so because that's what's going on with you, you're going through it. It's one of the, it is such a thing that impacts you emotionally that most counselors would tell you that it is like experiencing a death in the family. And so how can you not talk about, what really feels like a death for you? And so is that the best thing? To kind of lay a solid foundation. Hey, Estrellita, it's nice to see you. Is that the best thing to, really kind of start going down that road and bringing someone new in and someone that, you really may really care about? Is this the best time? Another thing is, most of the time, depending on where you are in the divorce process, you may not know what your finances are going to look like. So if money is a real issue right now, that is a huge stressor. And, dealing with that is and also trying to establish a relationship, is that something that you really need right now? These are just questions and things for you to really consider, really sit down and think about and try to flesh out, what are you feeling in your emotions? Is it, just something that, you just really want someone to kind of partner and walk you through it, or is it just, or is it a full-fledged relationship that you really feel like, that is, one thing. Yes, Lorena, yes, it is. Yes, talking about divorce can scare off a potential mate. You're right. And so, again, it's something really important to kind of think about. Especially, if they were divorced, they've been divorced for a while, that's something that, they is in their past, hopefully, and something that they've already kind of walked through. So, sometimes, if it's kind of just friendship, they can kind of give you pointers, things that they did to kind of move past and move on after divorce, that's fine. But really starting a romantic relationship is something different. And just like Lorena says, it really can be something that can scare off someone, especially if you think it's someone who maybe a little bit further down the road can be, someone that you can have a good relationship with. Another thing is, let me just take a page from my own divorce, okay? Now, I'm not, judging either way. I'm just saying, for me, I waited until I was past the divorce process. Judge signed the papers, and to be honest, I didn't wait all that much longer after the judge had signed the papers. I was blowing to make sure the ink was dry. So I didn't wait all that long. But I realized, and it took me a minute to realize this. I didn't realize this, right at the beginning, but it took me to kind of have a bump on my behind, so to speak. I kind of fell in that respect. And realized that the next person that I got into a relationship with wasn't the healthy, emotional man that I was hoping to attract, because there was still some things that I needed to work out. There's still some baggage that I was carrying that the Lord doesn't want me to take into my next relationship. And so I really had to, again, split myself open and start digging and get rid of all, the things, a lot of things that I had shame and disgrace and embarrassment over, that I've kind of talked about in other videos. But, there were things that I really needed to move past and drop and work through and process in order to be able to attract that healthy, emotionally healthy man that I want. And so, so also consider that. Are you in a place right now where you're sending out, some people say, you're sending out karma. Some people say you're sending out signals. I say, what are you broadcasting? What are you broadcasting to the world that says, hey, I am in a good place emotionally, and I'm ready for, and I'm attracting that emotionally healthy, the spiritually mature man that you want. So those are the things that I really want you to kind of think about, meditate on, consider. Some people, it's better for them to sit down with a notepad and write pros and cons and really sit down and think about, okay, what are my feelings right now? Is it something that I really just want to kind of, not pacify myself, but just to help myself to feel better, because I'm a little scared. I don't know, exactly what the end result's going to be in my divorce. Is it that, or is it really that I'm ready for a wonderful, mature relationship with a wonderful guy who's just going to treasure you from head to toe? That's what we all want. So think about those things. I hope that you find that helpful. Again, I don't have judgment either way. No judgment from me. I just told you what my preference is, but no judgment. Whatever you feel is the best thing for you, and if you're a mom, you and your kids, for you to be able to move forward in a healthy way. So I hope that you find that helpful. Thank you for spending a little bit of your lunch with me. This was Lunch with Laura, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.